બોલ, આ તું બોલ દે ને પછી હું બોલીશ, પછી પ્રેયર મારો જ છે. હા એટલે હું બોલ દઉં, આની પહેલાં હું બોલ દઈશ, અહીં આગળ, હા હા એટલે હું બોલ દઈશ ત્યાં સુધી ઉપર આવી જાવ. ઉપર આવતા હોય તો શિફ્ટ કરી ગોઠવી લેવું, 2 મિનિટ તો થશે. Hello. I request all the dignitaries to please, hello, okay. I request all the dignitaries to kindly come up on the dais. Dr. Sachin Parikh, sir, Chairman of IST Gujarat Section.
Mr. K. Suchitra, Executive Director of Falcon Private Limited.
Bhaskar Bhatt, Honorable Secretary cum Treasurer, IST Gujarat Section.
Dr. Sheila Ramachandran, ma'am, Pro Chancellor of Atmiya University, Rajkot.
Dr. Shiv Tripathi, sir, Vice Chancellor, Atmiya University, Rajkot.
Dr. Samir Vedya, sir, Secretary of Sarvodaya Kelavani Samaj.
Dr. D.D. Vyas, Registrar of Atmiya University, Rajkot and Dean of Transformative Academics.
Dr. G.D. Acharya, sir, Principal Atmiya College and Chairman of ISTE, Atmiya University.
Karthik Ladwa, sir, Principal MN Science, Virani College. From the houses that we live in, to the food that we eat, to the cars that we drive, to our favorite futuristic electronic gadgets, science and the technologies that it has spawned makes our lives easier.
Definitely true. Throughout history, the world has produced great scientific minds who have had an invaluable influence in society.
Therefore, today, on the occasion of the National Science Day, it gives us immense pleasure to welcome all of you, our esteemed guests, for the ISTE Annual Students' Convention and the National Science Day Celebration 2022, along with Atmiya Abhigyan organized by Atmiya University, Rajkot.
मैं ट्विंकल राज्य गुरु
और मैं निशित मेहता
हम आप सबका आत्मीय यूनिवर्सिटी के इस खूबसूरत कैंपस में स्वागत करते हैं, अभिवादन करते हैं। आज के नेशनल साइंस डे के शुभ अवसर पर आप सबका हमारी आत्मीय यूनिवर्सिटी में स्वागत करते हुए हम खुद को गौरवान्वित मानते हैं और आशा करते हैं कि विज्ञान को समर्पित इस खास कार्यक्रम का आनंद आप ज़रूर उठा पाएं।
A prayer enlarges the heart until it is capable of containing God's gift of Himself.
हमारी ईश्वर से की गई प्रार्थना की गहराई हमें हमारी ईश्वर के प्रति अटूट आस्था का एहसास करवाते हैं। तो आओ हम एक प्रार्थना से आज इस कार्यक्रम का आगाज करें। I request the audio team to please play the prayer.
गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु ही पूर्ण प्रकाश। गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु ही पूर्ण प्रकाश। गुरु के चरणों में मिलता है तन मन को उल्लास। गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु ही पूर्ण प्रकाश।
गुरु फूल है, गुरु है उपवन, गुरु ही अगर सुआस। गुरु फूल है, गुरु है उपवन, गुरु ही अगर सुआस। गुरु के सत्संग में मिलता है तन मन को उल्लास। गुरु सूर्य है, चंद्र गुरु है, गुरु ही पूर्ण प्रकाश।
I now request Dr. Samir Vaidya sir, Honorable Secretary of Sarvodaya Kelevni Samaj, to garland Thakurji as per our tradition.
As per the tradition of Atmiya University Rajkot, I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to garland Hari Prasad Swamiji, obtaining his invaluable blessings for the events. Nelson Mandela once rightly said, and I quote, "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead." ऐसे ही कुछ महानुभाव आज हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं, जिनकी उपस्थिति से ही आज के इस कार्यक्रम की शोभा और बढ़ गई है. Today we have with us Dr. Sachin Parikh sir, Chairman of IST Gujarat Section. I request Dr. G.D. Acharya sir, Principal Atmiya College, to welcome sir with a book and a floral bouquet. The bouquet is made by the surgeon team of Atmiya University. A huge round of applause.
Now we have Mr. Kamal Nayan Sochitra, Executive Director, Falcon Pumps Private Limited. I request Dr. D.D. Vyas, Registrar of Dr. G.D. Acharya sir, Principal of Atmiya College, to welcome sir with a book and a floral bouquet.
Now we have Bhaskar Bhatt, Honorable Secretary cum Treasurer, IST Gujarat Section. I request GD Acharya sir to welcome sir with a floral bouquet. Bhaskar Bhatt sir, Honorable Secretary cum Treasurer, IST Gujarat Section.
Now we have Dr. Sheila Ramchandran ma'am, Pro-Chancellor of Atmiya University, Rajkot. I request Dr. Shivani ma'am, Head of Biotechnology Department, to welcome ma'am.
Now we have Dr. Shiv Tripathi sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Atmiya University, Rajkot. I request Associate Dean of Pharmacy Department, H.M. Tang sir, to welcome sir. A huge round of applause for the guests.
Now we have Dr. Samir Vedya sir, Secretary of Sarvodaya Kelevni Samaj. I request Manoj Sheladia sir, Head of Mechanical Engineering Department, to welcome sir. Now we have Dr. Karthik Ladwa sir, Principal M.N. Virani Science College. I request Dr. D.J. Pandya, Associate Director of TQM Cell and Head of Electrical Department, to welcome sir.
A huge round of applause for our guests. I now request Keyur Parmar sir to welcome Acharya sir, Principal Atmiya College and Chairman IST Chapter AU. Welcome sir. A huge round of applause for our guests. We also have other guests from the IST Gujarat section. First of all, we have members from the Section Management Committee, Dr. Ashutosh K. Patel, GP Ahmedabad, Professor Shilpa Khuman, VVPC Rajkot, Professor Hardik V. Bhatt, MSU Polytechnic Vadodara, Engineer Vishal Bhausar, Entrepreneur Baroda, Professor Alifia Kachwala from BBIT Vallabh Vidyanagar. We also have members from IST and Executive Council members from Gujarat State, Dr. Rakesh Devjibhai Patel from BBIT Vallabh Vidyanagar, Dr. Kirit M. Makwana, BBIT Vallabh Vidyanagar, Professor Kalpesh Bhausar, MSU Polytechnic Vadodara, Dr. Sanjay K. Dave, BBIT Vallabh Vidyanagar, and Dr. Jayesh Esa. I request all of you to give a huge round of applause for our guests. Now it's time for the very special book inauguration, the most exciting part of the day. Atmiya University has always been an harbinger of change and innovation, and today's inauguration ceremony is no exception to that.
In a very innovative and creative manner, two students of Atmiya University's Computer Engineering Department, Pratik Nandani and Darpat Manek, and two students from Electric Engineering Department, Pathan Nawaz and Kishan Saparia, have quite innovatively and diligently prepared this very special book of knowledge.
To bring all the people in sciences together under one common umbrella, our beloved Professor of Electronics and Communication Department and Deputy Registrar of Atmiya University, Dr. Ashish Kothari sir, has brought this innovative idea of lighting and illuminating this book of knowledge.
We should take note that this is third edition of Illuminating the Book of Knowledge as a part of the National Science Day celebration.
In accordance with the theme of the National Science Day, as we celebrate the discovery of the Raman effect by Dr. C.V. Raman, the theme for this year 2022 is Integrated Approach in Science and Technology for a Sustainable Future. The students of Atmiya University have prepared an innovative mobile app-controlled LED lighted book.
I now request the esteemed dignitaries to come forward for lighting this book of knowledge and commencing this very special inauguration.
First of all, I request Samir Vaidya sir, Secretary of Sarvodaya Keravani Samaj, to illuminate the first part of the book of knowledge. Samir Vaidya sir, Secretary, Sarvodaya Keravani Samaj.
I would now like to invite Kamal Nayan Sochitra, Executive Director of Falcon Pumps Private Limited, to illuminate the second portion of Book of Knowledge.
The third portion by Dr. Shiv Tripathi, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Atmiya University, Rajkot, Dr. Sachin Parikh, our Chief Guest for the day, and Dr. Sheila Ramchandran, Pro-Chancellor of Atmiya University, Rajkot. A huge round of applause for the students for making this innovative book. I would like to take this moment to highlight the fact that this is the third edition of an event where we are inaugurating very innovatively by this book of knowledge. This is the third edition of the same. I now take the privilege of inviting the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Atmiya University, Rajkot, Dr. Shiv Tripathi sir, to give the inaugural welcome address. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. A very good morning and namaskar to all. Distinguished chief guest for today's program, dignitaries on the dais, Honorable Pro-Chancellor, my colleagues at Atmiya University, dear participants, students, guests and friends. On behalf of Atmiya University, it's my honor, privilege, and pleasure to welcome you all to this joint national annual convention, which is emphasizing on environmental sustainability through science and technology. I welcome you all. I take the opportunity to welcome Dr. Sachin Parikh ji, chief guest of this program. I welcome our founding member and representative of Rajkot industry, Mr. Kamal Nayan Sochitra ji. I welcome Honorable Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, Professor Sheila Ramchandran ji. I take this privilege to welcome our trustee secretary, Professor Samir Vaidya ji. I welcome member of IST, all the state members, secretary, dynamic and vibrant secretary, Professor Bhatt, all the distinguished colleagues and friends. The theme of this particular convention is quite exciting. Although we have been talking about environmental sustainability for long, and particularly after 2015 in a very focused manner. And when it comes to role of science and technology, I would like to highlight some of the things that we are doing in leadership of our Honorable Pro-Chancellor, that our approach to environmental sustainability as a university is at 3 levels. The level 1, that what we can do as an organization, as an institution, within us, how we can reflect the practices that would lead to environmental sustainability. And for that, we have unit like Srijan and number of things that we are doing, creative things where we are trying to bring in the environmental friendly sustainability, environmental sustainable friendly practices that we do by recycling of the items and by when we organize the event, even the bouquet that we are presenting and the things you can see. So this is at the level 1. Level 2 is then comes to the research, consulting, and academia teaching about environmental sustainability, where we have developed courses, where we have instituted research programs, where we have a number of activities which are focusing on how we can create awareness, dissemination, a thought process about the environmental sustainability. And level 3, where we integrate the environmental sustainability with other sustainable development related issues. And for that, we have developed a wonderful model. Madam has led the development of that model, where we relate the different sustainable development goals, including responsible consumption, production, and many other things, to environmental sustainability. The issue here is that today when we are talking about these things, these issues, sometimes it appears that we go in isolation and we take the piecemeal approach to deal with the problem. And as the result, what happens, that we start treating the indicators rather addressing the root cause of the problem. I'm happy that today when we are selecting the theme, we have selected the theme of this integrated approach, and we are going to discuss about the role of science and technology in promoting the environment sustainability. Atmiya University is the right place where we have adopted the integrated approach of environmental sustainability, which also links to directly or indirectly economic sustainability and social sustainability dimension, because we can't, in today's world, we cannot isolate and separate the things. I would also take this opportunity to highlight the efforts that we are making at Atmiya University. We are creating number of resources for our local industry. We want to create an ecosystem where collectively we can solve the problems of the society. And we have invested crores of rupees. So we have procured world-class instruments. We have developed world-class library. I take this opportunity to invite, sir, particularly the industry, to work with us to jointly so that we can identify and create some solutions, not only for Rajkot or Saurashtra, but it could also be a model for the rest of the nation and the world. Once again, I welcome you all. I wish all the best for this wonderful convention and other activities being organized on the sidelines of this convention. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. Time now to felicitate Mr. Kamalnian Sojitra, Executive Director, Falcon Pumps Private Limited, our esteemed guest for the day, for his invaluable contribution to the society. Welcome, sir. I request Vice Chancellor, sir, to felicitate, sir.
I now request our esteemed guest, Mr. Kamal Nayan Sochitra, to address the gathering. Welcome, sir.
જય સ્વામિનારાયણ. આત્મીય યુનિવર્સિટીના સ્થાપક ફાઉન્ડર પરમ પૂજ્ય હરિપ્રસાદ સ્વામી મહારાજના ચરણોમાં વંદન. આ યુનિવર્સિટીના પ્રેસિડેન્ટ પૂજ્ય ત્યાગવલ્લભ સ્વામી, યુનિવર્સિટીના ચાન્સેલર, આજના વિશેષ દિવસે ઉપસ્થિતિ આઈએસટીના ચેરપર્સન, યુનિવર્સિટીના તમામ ફેકલ્ટીઝ હેડ, પ્રોફેસર્સ, સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ, આજે અમને વિશેષ રીતે સન્માન આપવામાં આવ્યું એ બદલ હું યુનિવર્સિટી અને આઈએસટી ટીમનો આભાર માનું છું. આજે યુનિવર્સિટી કેમ્પસની અંદર મેં સાહેબને પૂછ્યું, એન્જિનિયરિંગ સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ બધા અહીંયા બેઠા છે. અમે અમારી કંપની વિશે વિશેષ નહીં કહીએ, પણ એક ઇન્વેન્ટેડ પ્રોડક્ટ અમે ઇન્ડિયાને આપી છે. We are manufacturing all kinds of water pump. We are manufacturing all kinds of wires and cables. We are manufacturing all kinds of polymer products. Just now we have diversified in the polymer products, fabric, spinning yarn પણ એક અમે ચલાવીએ છીએ. નેશનલ ઇન્ટરનેશનલ ઇમ્પોર્ટ એક્સપોર્ટ્સ રો મટીરિયલનું અમે શરૂ કરેલું અને એક્રોસ ઇન્ડિયા અમે ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન પણ કરીએ છીએ. બેઝિકલી આઈ એમ ડિપ્લોમા એન્જિનિયર પાસ્ડ આઉટ ઇન 1989. હવે ત્યારનું એન્જિનિયરિંગ અને અત્યારની ફેસિલિટી અને અત્યારનું એન્જિનિયરિંગ, ઇટ્સ અ વાસ્ટ ડિફરન્સ. આ દેશની અંદર ગમે તે એન્જિનિયર, મેં એવું વાંચેલું અને હું એને ફોલો બી કરું છું, નેસેસિટી ઇઝ ધ મધર ઓફ ઇન્વેન્શન. આપણે ગ્લોબલી દરેક ટેકનોલોજી વાપરીએ છીએ, પણ એના ઇન્વેન્શનમાં, એના ઇનોવેશનમાં વોટ ઇઝ અવર રોલ? આજના એન્જિનિયરો પાસે ટેકનોલોજી છે, ઇન્ફ્રાસ્ટ્રક્ચર છે, આવી બેસ્ટ યુનિવર્સિટી છે. હું દરેક વખતે દરેક મિટિંગમાં એ ચોક્કસ કહું છું કે જે યુનિવર્સિટીનું સુકાન કોઈ સાધુના હાથમાં હોય તો તમારે ચોક્કસ એટલો વિશ્વાસ રાખવો જોઈએ કે હું કંઈક જુદી તાસીરનો વિદ્યાર્થી કે જુદી તાસીરનો શિષ્ય બની શકું. ભગવાન રામે જ્યારે સ્વયંવરની અંદર ધનુષ ઉઠાવવાનું હતું, એ શિવ ધનુષ, આપ કથા જાણો છો, મારે વિશેષ કંઈ નથી કહેવું. અને કોણ ઉપાડવાનું હતું? તો કે જેને તમે ભગવાન કહીને રામને બોલાવો છો. છતાં પણ એણે પહેલો વિવેક એ કરેલો કે એના ગુરુ વિશ્વામિત્રજીના ચરણોમાં પગે લાગી અને પછી એ ધનુષ્ય ઉપાડેલું હતું. ગુરુ શું કરી શકે જીવનમાં? સાધુ, સાદગી, સમર્પણ, સેવા, સહજ. ત્યાગવલ્લભ સ્વામી આટલા વર્ષોથી આ આત્મીય યુનિવર્સિટીનું સિંચન કરે છે. મારા જેવા અનેક વિદ્યાર્થીઓ એમના આશીર્વાદથી, એમની નીચે એમના સંસ્કારોથી ભણી ગણી અને જીવનમાં ખૂબ આગળ વધે છે. ફાલ્કન એટલું કરી શક્યું સાહેબ કે 25 વર્ષની જર્ની અમારી. વી હેવ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ અવર કંપની 1994, 28 ડિસેમ્બર મહિનો આપને ખબર છે 100% કમૂરતા હોય સાહેબ. વી હેવ સ્ટાર્ટેડ અવર કંપની, અવર ફ્યુચર વિથ ધ કાલ મુહૂર્ત, 100% કમૂરતા. અને એકવાર મેં લગ્ન નહીં કર્યા, એ 24 ડિસેમ્બરે કર્યા. સો વોટ આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ સે યુ દેટ કે જો મુહૂર્ત અને કમુરત કામ કરતું હોત તો કદાચ કમલનયન સોજિત્રાને આજે તમે જે સન્માન આપ્યું છે એ ન મળત. આપણો જન્મ થાય ત્યારે મુહૂર્ત શું હોય આપણે જોઈએ છીએ ના. સો ઇનોવેશનથી આ દેશની જે રિક્વાયરમેન્ટ છે, ભારત દેશ વિશ્વમાં અત્યારે એટલા બધા કન્ટ્રી ઉપર નજર કરો તો સૌથી વધુ બિઝનેસ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી એઝ અ બિઝનેસમેન મને દેખાય કે આપણા ઇન્ડિયાની અંદર ગોલ્ડન ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટીઝ પડેલી છે. સો ડોન્ટ ટ્રાય ટુ ફાઇન્ડ આઉટ બેસ્ટ એન્ડ ગુડ જોબ, સેફ જોબ. મને હમણાં સાહેબ વાત કરતા હતા કે સ્ટુડન્ટ્સ બધા જે છે એ ગવર્મેન્ટ ફોર્મ્યુલા પ્રમાણે ચાલે કે સારી નોકરી હોય અને કંપની સારી હોય, પ્રાઇવેટ હોય કે ગવર્મેન્ટ હોય, સેટ થઈ જવું. ના. એઝ એ એન્જિનિયર અમે 1200 લોકોને એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ આપ્યું, એનું મને પ્રાઉડ છે. 1200 કર્મચારી અત્યારે ફાલ્કનના બેનર નીચે કામ કરે છે. મોર દેન 500 સપ્લાયર આર વર્કિંગ વિથ અસ. એ અમારા એક ચેનલ પાર્ટનર છે જેની નીચે પણ હજારો લોકોને ક્યાંક રોજગારી મળે છે. આ દેશને સૌથી મોટી જરૂરિયાત શું છે મિત્રો? એમ્પ્લોયમેન્ટ. સ્વમાન સાથે રોજગારી મળે ને સ્વમાન સાથે તમે કંઈક તમે પોતાની એક આઈડેન્ટિટી બનાવી શકો. એ દરેક મા બાપનો એના દીકરા કે દીકરી પ્રત્યે 100% એના ચહેરાની પાછળ છુપાયેલું એક વિઝન અને એક એક્સપેક્ટેશન હોય છે પેરેન્ટ્સનું. બીજું, અત્યારે અમારું 27મું વર્ષ ચાલે છે એટલે અમે મેથેમેટિકલી એવું પ્લાન બનાવ્યો કે જરૂરિયાત કસ્ટમરની હોય એવી પ્રોડક્ટ બનાવી. ડાયરેક્ટલી ઇનડાયરેક્ટલી આઈ કેન સે દેટ અવર પ્રોડક્ટ minimum 15 to 20% electricity is saving in particular agriculture pump, domestic pump or in sectorial products. હવે આનો હિસાબ મેં કોઈ દી કર્યો નથી સાહેબ, પણ બિલિયન્સ ઓફ ડોલરમાં કદાચ આપણે ભારતની વીજળી કે જે હજુ પણ એટલા ગામડાઓ સુધી નથી પહોંચી શકી એને આપણે બચાવી શકીએ છીએ. જો ટેકનોલોજી ટ્રાન્સફરન્સ થઈ છે એ તમે જોઈ શકો છો. પેજરમાંથી મોબાઈલ આવ્યા, ફિલામેન્ટ બલ્બમાંથી LED આવી, રાજદૂત મોટરસાઇકલમાંથી હીરો હોન્ડા ટેકનોલોજી આવી, એમ્બેસેડર અને ફ્યાટમાંથી એકદમ એડવાન્સ ઇલેક્ટ્રિક કારનું વર્ઝન આવવા માંડ્યું છે. આ ટેકનોલોજી જે ટ્રાન્સફર થઈ છે કરે છે સાહેબ. આપણે ભલે ને સવારે દિવસ ઉગે ને સાંજ હાથમાં એક પણ ક્રિએટિવ પ્રોસેસમાં કે ક્યાંય ભાગ કે રસ ન લેતા હોય એવું માનતા હોય કે ના ના એ તો જો થઈ જશે. ના સાહેબ, ન્યૂટને સફરજન પકડી લીધું હોત તો પડવા દીધું, પણ પકડી લીધું હોત તો સવાલ જ નથી આવતો. તમે સમજી શકો છો આ બધી ટેકનોલોજી તમે જે વાપરો છો, ડે ટુ ડે રૂટીન યુઝ કરો છો, તો ક્યાંથી કોક તો somebody આર વર્કિંગ ઓન દેટ. તો એન્જિનિયરિંગ સ્ટુડન્ટની જે કેપેબિલિટી છે કે એક અમે સામાન્ય પરિવારમાંથી આવતા, તમને એક્ઝામ્પલ આ લોકોએ એટલે આપ્યું છે કે ભાઈ આ કોઈ અમારા બાપદાદાઓએ આપેલો બિઝનેસ નથી. વી હેવ ક્રિએટેડ ધીસ બિઝનેસ વિથ અવર ઓન. એટલે અમારું સન્માન અમારા ચેરમેન, અમારા ફાલ્કનના જે કંઈ મેનેજરિયલ સ્ટાફ છે, વર્કરો છે, અમારા કસ્ટમર છે, એને હું ડેડિકેટેડલી અર્પણ કરું છું. અને આજના દિવસે વિશેષ કંઈ નહીં કહેતા, એન્જિનિયર શું કરી શકે એવો એક આત્મવિશ્વાસ લઈ અને અહીંથી જજો. એક સાધુના સંસ્કાર નીચે તમે તૈયાર થાવ છો, એક ભરોસો હોવો જોઈએ. અને એક દાખલો આપી અને મારી વાત પૂરી કરું કે ગુરુ જીવનમાં કરી શું શકે. એક બહુ મોટો ચિત્રકાર રાજની અંદર પાડોશી જગ્યામાં રહેતો, પણ રાજાને ખબર પડી કે આ ચિત્રકાર બહુ મોટો છે એટલે એને એવી ઈચ્છા થઈ કે આ ચિત્રકારને બોલાવું, મારું એક આકર્ષક ચિત્ર બનાવે. એટલે એને આમંત્રણ આપ્યું. રાજદરબારમાં આવી સભા બેઠી. હવે રાજા તો રાજા છે સાહેબ, એણે એને કીધું ચિત્રકારને કે તું મારું એક આબેહૂબ ચિત્ર બનાવી આપ. હવે ઇન્સિડેન્ટલી રાજાની આંખ મલાખી આપણે કહીએ, સેજ ત્રાસી. જોવો તો એમ થાય કે આ સેજ એની આંખમાં ક્યાંક પ્રોબ્લેમ છે. હવે એ ચિત્રકારને ખબર પડી ગઈ, જો બે આંખ ખુલ્લી રાખીને થોડુંક ડોળું ચિત્ર બનાવે તો સજા થાય. આ બહુ ક્રિટિકલ મેટર ઉપર એને કોઈને કહી ન શક્યો, પણ ચિત્રકાર તરીકે એને રાજાને જોઈ લીધા કે આનું ચિત્ર હું બનાવું અને જો કઈ રીતે બનાવું તો આની આંખને જજ કરી શકું, કોઈને ખબર ન પડે કે આની આંખ ક્યાંક સેજ ત્રાસી છે. બહુ વિચાર્યો એને એમાં એને સર્જનાત્મક વિચારોની કેળવણી નહીં હોય, ન દેખાણું, એ એના ગુરુ પાસે ગયો. એટલે ગુરુને વાત કરી. ગુરુ તો ગુરુ હોય સાહેબ. ઘણી વખત શિષ્યો છે ને ગુરુ કરતાં પણ ઊંચાઈવાળી વાત કરતા હોય. પણ સાહેબ, જેનું ભજન વધુ હોય ને એને જ વજન કરાયો. જેનું ભજન વધુ હોય એને વજન કરાય. આપણે સામાન્ય માણસ થઈ શાંતિથી બેસાય. હવે ગુરુ તો એક સાદગીવાળી જગ્યામાં રહેતા હતા, છતાંય ત્યાં ગયો. ગુરુને ખબર કે મારો શિષ્ય મારું નામ લઈને ખૂબ ઊંચાઈ ઉપર પહોંચી ગયો છે. પણ ગુરુ તો ગુરુ હોય. એને કીધું, આવ બેટા, આવ. શું થયું? કે મહાત્માજી, એક દ્વિધામાં છું અને આવો પ્રશ્ન છે. એક જ સેકન્ડ સાહેબ. એ કે એક કામ કર, તું તારે રાજાનું ચિત્ર બનાવવું છે ને, એના હાથમાં આયુધ આપી દે અને આયુધમાં એને બાણ અને ધનુષ આપ અને એક આંખ બંધ કરીને નિશાન તાકતો હોય ને એવું એનું ચિત્ર બનાવી દે. તારા બે કામ સોલ્વ થઈ જશે. આ ગુરુ કરી શકે, આ યુનિવર્સિટી કરી શકે. સર્જનાત્મક વિચારો, હકારાત્મક કેળવણી અને એની સાથે આ યુગની અંદર જેટલા માણસોને રોજબરોજમાં જે જરૂરિયાત ઊભી થાય છે એના ઉપર જ્યારે સંશોધનલક્ષી કોઈ પણ R&Dમાં તમે ઇન્વોલ્વ થશો. નરસિંહ મહેતા માટે કહેવાય છે 52 વખત ભગવાનને નીચે આવવું પડ્યું. એને કેવી ભક્તિ કરી હશે. એટલે સમર્પણ વગર ઇનોવેશન શક્ય નથી. ફરીથી આપ સૌને ખૂબ અભિનંદન. આપ સાહેબે મારું સન્માન કર્યું. ફરીથી યુનિવર્સિટી અને આપનો આભાર માનું છું. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ.
I now request Dr. Sheila Ramchandran ma'am, Pro-Chancellor, Atmiya University, Rajkot, to address the gathering. Welcome, ma'am.
I don't have the names, someone took it away from me. Oh. Jai Swaminarayan. I'm so happy to stand before very dignified guests on the dais, as well as faculty members and students and principals from various colleges. We are so fortunate to have very renowned people amongst us on the dais, namely Dr. Sachin Parikh, who's also the Joint Director of Technical Education of Gujarat State, and also the Chairman of IST Gujarat Section. So also the Honorary Secretary cum Treasurer, Dr. Bhaskar Bhatt of the IST Students State Convention. The Most Honorable Vice Chancellor of Atmiya University and our good friend in leadership, Dr. Shiv Tripathi, the Secretary of Sarvodaya Kelavani Samaj, Dr. Samir Vaidya, the various other dignitaries, the Professor Emeritus, leading Atmiya University in startup, innovation and entrepreneurship, Dr. Acharya. He's no more the principal. We do not have an Atmiya college. We do not have colleges. He is Professor Emeritus, leading us in innovation, startup, and entrepreneurship. The Dean of Transformative Academics, Dr. D.D. Vyas. Other distinguished leaders of transformative education at Atmiya University. And the future leaders of not only India but the globe, young student friends. I'm very happy to be associated with this inauguration of the student chapter of ISTE at Atmiya University. It's a 75th chapter, is it so, sir? Pardon? No, what is the chapter number? Any idea? I'm sorry, maybe you will tell us. How many chapters?
160 plus in Gujarat.
In Gujarat, 160. So this must be 161 chapter. it so happened that by chance I'm here today. But the team has been in touch with me, I think, for the last 4 to 5 months, because that was their passion and their dream, that they start a student chapter here of IST, which should be action-oriented and not meeting-oriented, not talk-oriented. And I was happy to see that it is integrated with the celebrations of National Science Day, keeping in tune with the theme of this year of integrating science and technology towards sustainable growth. And this, of course, is the jargon and the language that all countries and everywhere it is spoken, not only in academia. That's all fine. These are all fancy words that all of us love to use. But how do we transform these words into action, into specific outputs, and into impacts? That is the most important aspect. And therefore, everywhere it has been written as it's an integrated approach of STEM. But I hope all of you have noticed the difference at Atmiya University, where the main goal is not STEM, it is STEAM. Because we do realize that all technology, all science, all maths and all engineering tends to remain in silos, into research, into innovation, into learning, into acquiring knowledge. And especially as long as they remain on campus as an incubator, they look at it only in silos of this. It's only when they leave the campus and they go out of this incubator, and when they put into practice the knowledge that they got from each of these silos, that they realize that there is much more to it. That it is dealing with human beings. It is dealing with living things. It is dealing with the world at large. And unless the art of this sort of a dealing with living things comes in, you cannot be successful. And this must have been the experience of all the businessmen, all the people who are working. It's only we academicians, I'm an academician too, who think that my own domain is of prime importance and I need to safeguard that. We're not willing to integrate and move across. Therefore, at Atmiya University, as our Vice Chancellor said, we believe in a sustained transformative education, which will be lifelong. And therefore, we have included the A into the STEM and made it STEAM, so that with STEAM, we move ahead. Friends, we are happy that we have people from the government, the policymakers, the academicians, the business people, and you young friends in front of us. It's all fine that we are all here. And our days of contribution to the society is very limited. It may be for the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or 25 years maximum. But what the world is truly going to be, what India is truly going to be, rests only on you. Therefore, we would request that the young learners and our young friends who are seated here, including our young faculty members, understand this concept very, very well. And take this into your learning activities on the campus during your stay here and later in its true sense. The CII has brought out a policy draft document And we do know that for the last 3 decades, CII has been, you know, all know it's a Confederation of Indian Industry. We all know that the CII has been driving technology, innovation, and research. In spite of driving it for 3 decades, which is 30 years, still we're talking the same. Why is it so? Is it that we have not advanced? Or is it that we expect further enhancement? The reason is technology is not just what we used to call Java in those days. Now we are calling it IoT. And now the new buzzword is AI and ML. All this is technology. If you're going to narrow down into each of these areas, you will be lost. You have to know about it, but you have to know about its application and how it's going to grow further. Therefore, with what perspective should you learn? With what perspective should the faculty members facilitate this learning? Not going deep into the information of all this, but trigger the learners in looking at what is it impacting? How will it change to impact in future? And only then they will be able to sustain their knowledge in technology or in innovation in the long run. The CII has brought in its policy a little away from this in saying now the policy would be on technology, innovation, and IPR. This is the way it has moved away. IPR is intellectual property rights. It is not talking about research per se, it's talking about innovation, which means it has to transform into something which can bring in sustained business. So that is the reason why at Atmiya University, the IST student activities should be more focused towards these aspects to be different from the remaining 160 chapters in Gujarat and the remaining chapters at a national level. If we are going to join the bandwagon, we'll be one among the millions. If we want to make a difference, we have to think differently, see what industry, policymakers, and others want. All this is fine. Technology, innovation, IPR, sustained business, and various other aspects which come into it. But we do realize we are all talking about Industry 4.0, and I think this curriculum and syllabus of engineering and technology also has a paper on Industry 4.0. But I'm coming back to what it is. Again, just this knowledge about industry is not going to help you when you leave this campus. You need to again interact with only living things on this earth and with human beings if you want to be successful. And therefore, we need to look at Industry 5.0. And that has always been the core value of Atmiya University and the AGI. And the Industry 5.0, which India has still not woken up to, but globally it is there, is the human interface with the machines and the technology. Therefore, before everyone else has entered into this in India, and especially into academia, we are happy to say that Atmiya University and the other institutions of the Atmiya group of institutions have integrated this in a small way, and through our curriculum, through the facilitative learning that is going to happen to all you learners, you are going to see how this human interface can happen with technology, innovation, and IPR. So I hope that the chairman of ISTE, as well as the secretary, honorary secretary, will also give a scope for this student chapter at AU to bring in these types of activities. And we all know that AICT and Ministry of Education is also working towards this. So we hope to be leaders in this. We hope that we could be partners in driving this for the rest of Gujarat. And I'm sure our faculty members and leadership at Atmiya University will help in this particular aspect. With these few words, I would like to congratulate all of you. Other speakers have spoken to you, young learners, saying you need to think about not only a government job, but various other aspects. Our faculty members will also try to change your mindset, but think of being a true learner, a sustained learner in your life, because you are the future leaders of India and the world. Just remember, you need to have just 4 attributes as a graduate when you pass out. You need to have academic excellence. You need to have global citizenship, where you think globally and act locally. You need to be technology savvy with the latest aspects of technology. And the 4th, you need to look around yourself at every point of your life till your last breath and be a lifelong learner to be successful in life. With these few words, I congratulate the organizers. I congratulate the 16 institutions who are going to get awards at this inauguration, and we are very fortunate and honored that the awards are being distributed on our campus. And congratulations, and thank you to all. Thank you.
Thank you for your enlightening words, ma'am. I now take the privilege of welcoming Dr. Bhaskar Bhatt, Honorable Secretary cum Treasurer of ISTE Gujarat Section, to give us all a brief about the State Convention. Welcome, sir.
A very good morning to one and all, respected members and dignitaries on the dais, respected Chairman Sachin sir, Vice Chancellor sir, Provici madam, and Deans and Acharya sir, my IST faculty members, students, faculty members from other institutes, and students from other institutes. We could be able to be fortunate enough today that to have blessings from Almighty and divine blessings from Swamiji, and almost waiting after 2 years, we are here together. The part fortunate here is that the awards which we are going to give away, that belongs to activities during the year 2019-20. And we are already in 2022. Almost a year long, preparations were taken up, to and fro, coming forward, getting back, holding again and again, things were like that, but finally we are here. So Indian Society for Technical Education is active for its nationwide agenda on improving the technical education scenario since 1968. And in Gujarat, we have this section of state level established in 1980s. Across the country, as an individual person, we have more than 1.6 lakh life members, out of which in Gujarat we are having a strength of 9,000 members. In Gujarat, we have 160 plus institutional members, that are colleges especially, and few of the industrial organizations also are member, like Gujarat Gas Company Limited and all. These institutes are privileged institutes to have establishment of a chapter for faculty members and chapter for student members. So ISTE avails a platform to perform a set of activities at different levels for all of them being the stakeholder, which is including the focus on technical education and allied activities. ISTE has been acting as a strategic partner to MHRD and AICTE as well. This convention are focusing on to recognize the efforts made by students as well as faculty members. Occasionally, this is the students' convention, so we are focusing on students' activities here to recognize them and facilitate with an award that they are putting effort within their institute for other teammates, like other students. So those awards are here. And we have ISTE Gujarat section's website, which is acting as a medium of connection between all of us. We have a Telegram and Facebook channels also. Madam, communication is a key, sir. So we have been putting a lot of effort so that the information is passed through to the persons who are actually looking for. So the presence on website as well as on this internet media is ensured about it. So we are receiving responses. Earlier, the situation is like with that 160 magical number, it's a bit difficult to write letters and reaching and then making communication, taking things about it, and that to all honorary grounds. So this online media is helping a lot in a way. So we are having a focus onto that. At this juncture, on behalf of entire team of ISTE, I'll appreciate the inspirations from Swamiji to host this event at Atmiya University. Dr. Tripathi ji, yourself, ma'am, Dr. Vyas, Dr. Kothari ji, Dr. Acharya sir has been instrumental so far since 2019 when we had first of a kind in principle agreement that this sort of thing can be taken up here. And I'm aware of the efforts day and night made by Professor Mihir Gajjar, Manoj Cheladia, Toshal Balodia, Dr. Ragni Raghav, Keyur Parmar and all. So with hand in hand, shoulder and shoulder, we have been working on that. So on behalf of the entire team, I would like to extend a thanks note to them as well. We have our immediate past chairman, Professor Kalpesh Bhavsar, who is at present in Canada. So he has written and sent a small message for you all. All the best for a great success in 17th IST State Annual Students Convention at your university. You all did an excellent job with full dedication and unbelievable efforts towards its success. My wholeheartedly vandan to Param Pujya Swamiji for his continuous blessings and directions for it. Kindly convey my wishes to all of your members who put their wholehearted efforts. Also convey my compliments to all of them during inaugural program, as I am not able to remain present due to my presence in Canada. So with that note, I wish you all a very best for the whole day and many congratulations to be a witness and part to this 17th convention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your illuminating words. I feel honored and privileged to call upon now the chairman of ISTE Gujarat section, our esteemed guest, Dr. Sachin Parikh, sir, for his speech. Welcome, sir.
પાછળ બેઠેલા વિદ્યાર્થીઓને જણાવવાનું કે 5 મિનિટથી વધારે નહીં લઉં. મેં જોયું અને ભૂતકાળમાં જ્યારે હું પણ પ્રિન્સિપાલ હતો ત્યારે હું અનુભવ કરતો હતો ને અમારે છેલ્લે દરવાજા ઉપર બહુ આમ પેલા કહીને બોડીગાર્ડ ટાઈપના ફેકલ્ટી મેમ્બર્સને ઊભા રાખવા પડતા હતા કે જેથી કરીને ઓડિટોરિયમ છોડીને જઈ નહીં.
But as I said, I won't take more than 5 minutes. Respected Pro-Chancellor of Atmiya University, Professor Sila Ramchandran, I am really impressed with your talk. You have a background of nutritionalist, and you talked about Industry 5.0. So that is really amazing and inspiring. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Shiv Tripathi ji, our past colleague, Sri Samir Vaidya sir, respected GD Acharya sir, Professor and my colleague and good friend Bhaskar Bhatt sir, Sri Ladwa sir, Vyas sir, faculty members and dear students. Actually તમને એમ લાગે કે જલ્દી નીકળવું છે પણ ઇમેજિન કેટલા વખત પછી તમે આવી રીતે બિગ ગેધરિંગમાં ભેગા થયા છો, રાઈટ? So let us hope and pray to the God that this kind of situation will remain, it will prevail for a long, long time. As Bhaskar Bhatt sir has said that we planned this event in 2019 and we are executing this event in 2022. Previously our chairman was Bhavsar sir, and now it is into my tenure, and really fortunate that Atmiya University is organizing this student convention. So I, on behalf of IST student Gujarat section, heartily welcome dear students from across the Gujarat. Friends, the world technical fraternity is at crossroad right now. The interest, as you know very well, that taking engineering discipline among the students decreased substantially since last few years. And we are very much aware and experiencing that the job market is very competitive. As Kamal Nayan sir said that what exactly after when I entered in the conference room and we had a discussion with madam, so madam was asking that what is actually the requirement of Saurashtra region students after completing the undergraduation. I said that not only the students from Saurashtra, as far as I know, majority of the students from Gujarat, what is their expectation or their parents' expectation that after completing an undergraduate course in engineering, any of the discipline, my son or my daughter wants a good job, a settled job, and that is the majority of parents' expectations. So, and we are, technical institutions are always looking for a good placement companies and various industries. In fact, they are, round the year working very hard to invite the people from industries for placement purposes. So the situation, friends, it's very tricky and complex. But we engineers are always have inherent ability to fight the adverse situation and converting the problem into opportunities. Indian Society for Technical Education particularly are always ready and proactive to support the growth and progress of the students, the faculty members, and all the institutions all the institutions who are providing the undergraduate courses of engineering. So to begin with the upliftment of the students, there are few essential qualities. Madam has nicely mentioned 4 attributes. So I'm trying to simplify those 4 attributes into 3 attributes which need to be cultivated during your engineering undergraduate 4-year studies. The first one is the clarity of thought, particularly in your engineering subject. And that will be very helpful to you when you are appearing for any interview for placement or when you are talking with any person for either for entrepreneurship or some kind of innovative activities. You should be very thorough in your thoughts, no ambiguity or no doubts in your thoughts. Your communication skills should be up to the mark. We know very well the content, particularly the students from Saurashtra background. The students coming from Saurashtra are very good sometimes technically, but when it comes to delivery, right, we are sometimes or most of the times fumbled. The third and important aspect is critical thinking. And friends, it will help you in developing the innovative skills. So how this IST chapter will be helpful in developing these qualities among students? You can, institute can arrange or the chapter can arrange lectures from eminent personalities from academia or from industries under the banner of IST student chapter. And we are there to provide you even the all possible support, including identifying the right experts. You can organize programs, similar programs of conventions, conferences, technical quiz, elocution competitions, group discussions, personal interview sessions, mock sessions, etc. under the IST banner. Participating in such activities, will help you to build a confidence. And Madam said that one of the attributes is to become a global citizen with the local qualities. So you should have that, unconscious building of the confidence in yourself that will help you to tackle any situations or problems in real life also. As far as faculties are concerned, the biggest challenge to make is to make them upgraded and updated with the latest technology and trends. I'm honestly saying I learned and heard about the meaning and of Industry Ready 4 almost 6 or 7 years back when we were talking about, when we were discussing some technical aspect at GEC Rajkot with Parakram CG Jadeja. So today I'm really happy that I knew something more about Industry 5.0. So friends, most important, my advice to the faculty members who are sitting here, you may not be having that background of computer or IT, but now it is very essential for you to know and a primary or the basic learning about machine learning or artificial intelligence or IoT, etc. And it is very much essential, particularly when you are talking about any implementation of NEP 2020. So how we can be helpful to the faculty members? The one of the best and the most popular way among the faculty members is FDP or STTP organized by IST in support and association with AICT. And this STTP FDP certificate will be helpful even to you for your career advancement also. So this is, very, very important. One of the most important aspect as we look after looking from the faculty member is the contribution in research and development. It is very much expected and it is one of your, foremost duty. Your contribution, small it may be, would be helpful in nation's building. And we encourage these faculties by felicitating them in various national and state conferences. IST provides extensive support in institutions building. The benchmark of any institute, particularly engineering institute, not university, is getting accreditation by National Board of Accreditation, NBA. So these are various parameters, there are various parameters suggested by NBA, and IST indirectly help you to fulfill these parameters. At last, I must congratulate and thank Team Atmiya for accepting this challenge in this tough time and making this event hopefully very, very successful. My best wishes to the students for actively participating in this convention, and we are always there to provide and extend all possible support to our technical fraternity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Your words will definitely prove to be an enriching source of knowledge and wisdom for all of us gathered here. I now request Dr. Bhaskar Bhatt, Honorable Secretary of Gujarat Section, to confer a memento to the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Shiv Tripathi of Atmiya University.
Thank you, MOCs. I'll take care for the awards part from further here. Please excuse me, be seated. Thank you. So, as a part of this ceremony, the performance of students we are going to felicitate with awards. And for that, I'll request GD Acharya sir to do the honors, please. I'll call the students by name. Student from BVM Engineering College, Vallabh Vidyanagar, Jai Sharma. The chapter is headed by Faculty Advisor Dr. Hiren Patel. Next is Pacific School of Engineering, Shivam Singh. Chapter is headed by Jasmine Hirpara. Next is from Sri Swami Atmanand Saraswati Institute of Technology, Surat, Pandya Sarthak Chiranjeev. Faculty advisor is Professor Mayur Modi. Next is from Sitarambai Naranji Patel Institute of Technology and Research Center, Umrag, Bardoli. Patel Krisha Ketan Kumar, if she is here. No, she is not there. Thank you, Acharya sir. એમનું આવી ગયું? Krisha? Oh. Congratulations. I'll request Vyas sir to please do the honors. Next is Maharshi Kirit Bhai Molia from Atmiya Institute of Technology and Science for Diploma Studies. Then we have Patelia Amit from BBIT Vallabh Vidyanagar. Then we have Patel Smith Ganpat Bhai from Atmiya Institute of Technology and Science, Rajkot. The chapters are headed by Mihir D. Gajjar and Manoj Kumar Sheladia. Next is Nilesh Khodiar from Tolani Foundation, Gandhidham Polytechnic, Adipur, Kutch. Nilesh Khodiar. Nothing. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll request Dr. Samir Vaidya, sir, to do the honors. From UV Patel College of Engineering, Ganpat University, Mahasana, we have Harshil Chandrasekhar Modi. Next is Dhruv V. Prajapati from Sigma Institute of Engineering, Vadodara. We have then Aishwarya Bharatbhai Sisodia from HJD Institute of Technical Education and Research, Kera, Kutch. And last of the year, Jai B. Shah from GH Patel College of Engineering and Technology, Vallabh Vidyanagar. Chapter mentored by Dr. Vijay Makwana. Thank you, sir. So these are few students who could make their presence remarkably felt by the entire mass of students at their institutes. And from IST Gujarat section, we wish that they keep forwarding with bearing this torch in their hands for the lifetime. It's now further time for felicitating the institutes who are having student chapters and performing remarkably. I'll request Sachin sir and Vice Chancellor sir to please do the honors jointly. First is IST based student chapter runners up to GH Patel College of Engineering and Technology, Vallabh Vidyanagar. We have Dr. Makwana Vijay to receive the honor on behalf of the institute. Congratulations. The next award is for the chapters. Sir, please. Next award is for the chapter who has been institutionalized just over 5 years below the age of performance. So such is Sigma Institute of Engineering, Vadodara, who is to receive the honor of most promising IST student chapter. Dr. Priyesh Gandhi, as a principal of the institute and chapter chairman, is here to receive the honors. As an institutional arrangement, every year new students are to be enrolled in the local chapters at the institute to take care of the expenses for the activities to be performed by the students. So a hype in the students' membership was observed and reported at Sarvajanik College of Engineering and Technology, led by Dr. Mehali Mehta. And they are being honored as institutional member of Gujarat for raising highest number of student memberships during the year 2019-20. It is time to કેવું છે તમારે કંઈ? Thank you. It is time to felicitate our gesture of thanks, note of thanks and appreciation to the hosting institute here, Atmiya University, who took a lot of pain to organize this event as a joint effort, but more or less it is more efforts here at the institute. So I'll request ma'am to please join, all the dignitaries to please join from Atmiya University. On behalf of IST Gujarat section, we'll hand over this award of appreciation to the Atmiya University. Big round of applause for all of us. Thank you, one and all. Just a word of advice for all the students from my side that these awards are momentary, may change from year to person, but the smallest of the efforts that we make will definitely contribute to create a better and better country for all of us. So please keep continuing that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
On the occasion of the National Science Day, it's very important that we realize that it's quite necessary to build scientific temper in the students right from their school days and right to the advanced in the college days as well. So 2 students from the Computer Engineering Department of Atmiya University, Pratik Nandani and Darpan Manik, are present here. They played an instrumental role in designing this beautiful LED lighted book of knowledge. So I request them to come up on stage. I request VC sir to felicitate the creators behind this book of knowledge. Pratik Nandani and Darpan Manik, Computer Engineering Department. We also have the other 2 students from Electric Engineering Department, Pathan Nawaz and Kishan Saparia. I request them to come up on stage as well. We have Pathan Nawaz and Kishan Saparia from Electric Engineering Department. A huge round of applause for all of them. It's not a mean task to build such a beautiful book of knowledge. Thank you, guests. I now invite Dr. G.D. Acharya, sir, Chairman of IST Atmiya University Chapter, to deliver the vote of thanks. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, all of you. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of the celebration of 17th IST Annual Students' Convention on National Science Day. With blessings of divine presence of Param Pujya Hari Prasad Swamiji, Param Pujya Prem Swarup Swamiji, our mentor and guide, Param Pujya Tyag Vallabh Swamiji, I, on behalf of Atmiya University and the entire fraternity of academic here, extend very heartily gratitude to all of the guests for gracing and presence in inauguration function today. I am very thankful to Honorable Pro-Chancellor Madam, Sheila Madam, respected Vice Chancellor Dr. Shiv Kumar Tripathi ji, respected Dr. Samir Vaidya, Secretary SKS, Kamal Nayan Sojitra, MD, Falcon Group of Company, respected Dr. Sachin Pariksar, Chairman IST Gujarat Section, Dr. Bhaskar Bhatt, Secretary IST Gujarat Section, Dean Transformative Academics, Dr. D.D. Vyas Sir, Dr. Ashish Kothari, Deputy Registrar, Dr. K.D. Ladwa, Principal Virani Science College, respected Swastik Madam, Principal Atmiya School, Dean FOBC Dr. Khasgiwala, Dr. Tank, Principal Pharmacy, Dr. Kagatra, Principal Diploma Studies, all HOD and IST awardees, faculty members and students from various universities and institutions for gracing the today's function. It has been our pleasure to host all the participants of the ISTE Students' Convention along with National Science Day celebration. The participants were very enthusiastic and I am thankful to them to attend and participated in the convention. I am grateful to the ISTE Gujarat section for agreeing to host Students' Convention at Atmiya University, Rajkot. The convention is only possible with their generous support. I am sure that this event will continue to get open-handed support from different organizations in the future. I take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the entire technical committee and the students volunteers for rendering their valuable cooperation in time and help to improve the quality of different events and activities. I acknowledge the efforts of core committee members, respected Dr. Sivani Madam, Ragini Madam, Tosal Madam, Mr. Keyur Parmar, Mr. Mihir Gajjar, Mr. Manoj Seladia, Faculty Advisor of IST Student Chapter, all Central Committee members, all SPOC and team members of event, and last my dear Atmiya students volunteers. So I praise all faculty members, students for taking the initiative for hosting this event. I am also grateful to members of the leadership team for their valuable suggestions. I am also thankful for the administration in general for rendering us with all possible logistics supports towards organizing this event, and all the participants for their enthusiastic participation. Finally, I thank all audio-video team, supporting staff who have gratefully helped us in organizing this convention. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now request all of you to rise for the national anthem. I request the audio team to play the national anthem, please. I request all students to disperse in a disciplined and organized manner. I request the faculty members and student volunteers to ensure that the participants reach their respective venues. Thank you all.
I request the award winners to kindly stay back and assemble near the stage, please. All the winners of the IST Students Chapter, please assemble near the stage. Stay back for a group photograph.